Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Sophie Bolt, who's speaking on behalf of CND. Thank you.
Thanks so much, and well done to all of you for coming here today. I'm here representing the campaign for nuclear disarmament. We're here at an absolutely critical time, as we all know. I think we feel like we're demonstrating every week, aren't we? Against wars, against the far right, against the cuts that we face, and against the attacks that we're facing around our right to protest. So today, here we are, I'm proud to be here, part of the Together Alliance. So why is CND part of this alliance against the far right? That's because we understand the link between nuclear weapons, war, and racism. The development, the testing, the maintenance of nuclear weapons, and the use of those weapons exposes the horrific legacy of racism and colonialism that continues to this day. Just the nuclear testing that has taken place in the Pacific Islands, on the Aboriginal communities in Australia, as well as Native American Indians in the US. These are stark examples of how countries, nuclear weapon states like Britain, like the British Empire, places no value on human life. Because the priority is testing these weapons of mass destruction. The priority is military superiority, which at its heart has nuclear weapons and that threat. In order to maintain the racist, colonialist world that still exists today, a world order that has brought us genocide and war upon war and climate breakdown, and now the rise of the far right. Successive British governments have used racism in order to dehumanize people. Whole populations have been dehumanized in order to create enemies to justify wars, like the horrific genocide of the Palestinian people, like the illegal war on Iraq, and now the appalling illegal attacks on Iran. And this government, of course, is no exception. Starmer's government is whipping up racism and scapegoating Muslims, refugees, and migrants. This is to take away focus from the hundreds of billions that this government is siphoning away from public funding to the pockets of arms companies and their shareholders, for actively participating in Trump's wars. And we know that Starmer says, doesn't he, that the British government, the British military, we're only playing a defensive role in this illegal war on Iran. That the use of bases like RAF Fairford, they're only being used in a defensive operation. But when you look at the B-1, the B-2, the B-52, huge US bombers that could drop 30,000 pound bombs that have been dropped on civilians and residents in Tehran. These bombers are flying out of RAF Fairford every day, twice a day. Those missions are taking place. And we know that there are more of these fighter jets and more of these bombers that have arrived into Fairford today. So we say, we do not believe you, Starmer, that these are being used defensively. This is clearly Britain actively supporting an illegal attack, illegal supporting Trump's wars. Because Tommy Robinson and Nigel Farage are the absolute cheerleaders of Trump, aren't they? Exactly. We hear Tommy Robinson saying that he supports the brave people of Iran and supporting the feminist women of Iran. This is total lies. Tommy Robinson has built his movement on Islamophobic hate speech and fascist street violence to divide communities and to terrorise Muslims. He's arguing that the Trump administration is here to save Western civilization. But the world is turning away from Trump. US allies are not backing the war on Iran. And this is because Trump's leadership is dragging the entire world down into another devastating war. A war that could go global and that could go nuclear. So we have to redouble our efforts to stop this. We have to maximise the pressure on the British government to end the use of these bases here in Britain and to stop active military support in this war. And we have to unite against the far right. We have to unite against Trump's cheerleaders here in Britain and across Europe. Because Tommy Robinson, he wants to silence our condemnation and our opposition to genocide. We won't let him do that, will we? They want to try and stop our protest against war and against nuclear weapons. They are trying to intimidate our incredible movement for a better world, a world based on peace, justice, equality, and global solidarity. But this is the world order we so desperately need, and we cannot give up. And we will keep on protesting until Palestine is free. Until we end this military alliance with the Trump administration. Free, free! Palestine! Free, free! Palestine!
Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Lindsay German, speaking for Stop the War. Thank you so much.
We're here at one of the most dangerous times in our history. Fascism is resurgent again across the United States and Europe. And people always talk about racism and fascism at the bottom of society. The thugs who picket the refugee hostels, the people who attack mosques. But actually, racism and fascism start at the top of society. They start with governments. They start with world leaders. They start with Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is leading the drive towards the right across Europe. It's his deliberate policy that he wants to strengthen the AfD in Germany, Tommy Robinson and Nigel Farage here. So we have to fight not just the racists on the streets, we have to fight against government policy, we have to fight against the curse of racism. And what is the greatest racism in Europe at the moment? There is no question, it is Islamophobia. Islamophobia, the attack on Muslims, is absolutely constant. We had a Tory MP last week complaining because Muslims had the right to pray in Trafalgar Square, and this was regarded as a cultural takeover. What an absolute disgrace. Muslims have got the right to pray anywhere that they want to pray, and we support their right to do so. And we also say, when you look at where racism and fascism come from, where you look at Islamophobia comes from, it doesn't just emerge from people's heads. It emerges from government policy. Donald Trump has brought us racism and war. He supported the genocide in Gaza. He supports and is carrying out the daily bombing of Iran. 1 month of bombing of Iran. And it is that creates the Islamophobia. It is that which creates the racism. War and racism go hand in hand, and we should never forget it. And in this country, we have under a Labour government which allows Tommy Robinson to take the streets of central London, but denies the right of the Palestine movement to do the same. We are not going to put up with that. On May the 16th, we will have a Nakba march in central London, and we will say no to the far right, no to Tommy Robinson, no to the division and hatred which is at the centre of their politics. And let's remember who funds Tommy Robinson. Elon Musk, the other billionaires. It's the people at the top of society that try to divide us at the bottom, and we are not going to be divided. That is why we are here today against the bombing of Iran, against the bombing of Lebanon, in support of the Palestinians, against the genocide in Gaza, but also to say we are together against the far right, and we are going to join the Together demonstration. But it isn't just about today. This is like the 1930s. It's like the 1930s where Hitler was helped to power by the police, by the state, by the government, by the politicians. So we have to be there on May the 16th. Let's organise now. Let's have a great day today celebrating the fight against racism and fascism. But let's come back on May the 16th. Nakba March, Nakba Day. That's the strongest message to Tommy Robinson. We are the majority. London is not yours.
Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Yasmin Adams, speaking from the Muslim Association of Britain.
When Sha'biyah was, what did he do? 650 billion he gave to the
When you look around today, you're going to see families, you're going to see young people, you're going to see people marching for the first time, you're going to see people marching week after week and month after month. And maybe when you ask them, everyone has a different answer as to why they're marching today. But we're all united by the fact that there's something fundamentally wrong happening. And they're counting on us thinking that each of these things are separate tragedies, separate crises, just a series of unfortunate events. That families across this country are continuing to choose between heating and feeding their children. And that has nothing to do with the fact that our government is selling our data to the highest bidder, in this case Palantir, who continues to support Trump's ICE and Netanyahu's IDF. That the rise of the far right is somehow separate from a government that continues to strip our civil liberties every single day. The fact that energy prices are going up and food prices are going up and NHS waiting lists are getting longer, and that has nothing to do with the fact that the government has billions to send to genocide supporters. And the fact that our right to protest is very different from the fact that the government that criminalises placards and rips away jury trials, and because the public continues to refuse to criminalise those standing against genocide. The fact that the rich are getting richer amidst what is the worst cost of living crisis this country has seen is completely different from the fact that the government wants you to think that a refugee escaping a war zone that the government is complicit in is completely different. That the rise in Islamophobia is completely separate from the fact that the Met Police has a serving officer who continues to call Palestinian dogs, echoes genocidal language, and endorses Tommy Robinson. These are all separate from one another, just a series of unfortunate events. And that's exactly why they want each and one of us isolated. They want us to think that our struggles are separate from one another. But there's also another narrative that we have to cling on to, and that is one of hope. It's not a false optimism, and it's not faith in politicians, and it's something harder. It's the refusal to let them write our future for us. It's the knowledge that power only comes in this country when people like us have continued to organise and continue to be unwilling to compromise. And we see it time and time again. We see it in the growing mobilisations across the country against hate. We see it when British Muslims organise in Gorton and Denton and bring in Hannah Spencer from the Green Party. We see it when 30 councils to date continue to divest from Israel's genocide. We see it when West Streeting is only 528 votes from losing his seat to British Palestinian Layan Mohammed. We see it more and more when people are going to wake up to the lies of the establishment, which means we have so much work to do. We do not stop until we live in a world where British F-35s aren't filling the skies of Gaza. And those charged with terrorism are the ones protesting against it. We do not stop until families aren't forced to choose between heating their homes and their next meal. We do not stop until children in Gaza or Minab or Beirut or Baghdad aren't living under bombs by our complicit government. We do not stop until poverty is not the defining characteristic of one of this country's most richest scenes. The future is possible because it is ours to build. I belong to an organisation that the Conservative government named as extremist in March 2024. 2 weeks ago, the Labour government quietly adopted that definition of extremism. And maybe they're right. Maybe we are extreme. Extreme in our refusal to accept the government's complicity in genocide. Extreme in our belief that every person in this country deserves to live with dignity. Extreme in our conviction that public services in this country should not be sold to the highest bidder. Extreme in our refusal to accept that the establishment gets to decide who, where and how we protest. And if that makes us extreme, then we wear that badge with honour. And I hope you leave today feeling a little bit more extreme. Because to be truly radical is to make hope possible rather than despair convincing. And together we are making hope possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Free, free! Palestine! 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 Free, free! Palestine!
Our next speaker is Faris, who's speaking from Friends of Al-Aqsa. Oh, sorry, Ishmael, I'm so sorry.
Good morning, friends.
Good morning.
Friends, we gather here today because we refuse to stay silent while hatred is dressed up as politics. We refuse the idea that Muslims and pro-Palestinian supporters must accept suspicion, surveillance, abuse and exclusion. Today I want to say something clearly. When pro-Israeli politics is used to justify the dispossession of Palestinians, the desecration of sacred spaces, and the constant branding of Muslim life as a threat, it does not remain a question of foreign policy. It becomes part of a wider system that feeds Islamophobia. We see it in the language that is used to describe Muslim protesters as extremists, simply because they stand against genocide and occupation. We see it when the pain of the Palestinian is erased, while any criticism of Israeli policy is met with accusation meant to silence us. We see it when Muslim communities are made to carry the burden of suspicion as if their faith itself is something dangerous. This is not accidental. Hatred grows when a people is repeatedly dehumanized. Hatred grows when the media, politicians and lobbyists repeat the same false equation. Muslims equals suspect, Palestinians equal terrorists, solidarity equals hate. This is how Islamophobia is spread. And we say enough with the anti-Palestinian prejudice that paints an entire people as violent. Enough with a double standard that call occupation security and call resistance terror. Enough with the idea that one people's safety must be built on another people's humiliation. We stand here because we do not hate anyone, but because we believe every people of all faiths and no faiths deserve dignity. Jewish people deserve safety, Muslims deserve safety, and Palestinians deserve freedom. No community should be used as a shield for injustice, and no community should be made to pay the price for state violence. So let us build a world of justice and peace. Let us build a movement that defends Muslim lives without apology. Let us build a solidarity that does not flinch in the face of intimidation. Let us reject every ideology that manufactures fear and makes it into a policy of prejudice and common sense. We are here for justice. We are here for freedom. We are here because Islamophobia will not define our future. And we are here because no liberation is real if it is built on the dehumanization of another people. Say it with me. No to Islamophobia. No to racism. No to silence. Justice for Palestine, dignity for all. Thank you, brothers.
Thank you so much, Ismail. Our next speaker is Peter Leary from the Palestine Solidarity Campaign. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here for this historic mobilization against the far right and for this important feeder demonstration for Palestine and against the US and Israel's wars on the peoples of Iran and Lebanon. And we're under pressure for time. We're being told to start moving off. So I just want to say two things. The first is this. As many of you know, every year we march in London to commemorate the Nakba, the catastrophe inflicted on the Palestinian people by Israel in 1948. This year, we will march on the 16th of May. But the far-right thug, Tommy Robinson, has called on his supporters to mobilize a hate march in direct opposition to our demonstration. We need every single one of you, every anti-racist, every person of good conscience to march with us in London for Palestine on Saturday, the 16th of May. Will you be there? Thank you. I'll take that as a promise. The second thing I want to say is this. In the 1930s, when fascism threatened the world, the Spanish Civil War emerged as the international issue, the totemic question that in every country divided the forces of reaction from those who believed in human liberty and progress. Today, while Trump, Farage, and Tommy Robinson, their counterparts elsewhere, are united in their support for Israel's crimes, all around the world, those who believe in freedom, justice, and equality stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people. And that is how we will win. Together, we will defeat the far right. We will fight for another better world. And together, we will see a free Palestine. Thank you. Free Palestine. Okay, thank you very much.
Out here it's madness, got to hold your ground. Won't let you down. Even if you left, had to sort things out. Won't let you down. work hard, it's when I was 7, I learned a lesson from Cuban EVE. What was it again? Oh yeah, fuck the police. Actors and actors, protesting properly. And a system that was designed by white supremacy. But the people are in the streets, you can pay off a minute, you can't pay off me. Politicians who serve by any means, like Pepper Coffee and all the companies. the bubble, I see God himself in the eye of a refugee. Who recognize the mind that they live like on the sea. So if I'm not allowed to say, from the river to the sea, from the right to the sea, got a sign to be free. Still know they can't shake us. We can run us over to the neck. Death cannot break us. And every Palestinian refugee holds a key when they win. We're returning no matter how long it takes. One day when the light shines, we will be free. And our time we will be free. And they can bury us, but they will find out we are safe. I'm grateful to be alive. You appreciate life when you survive from genocide. Look in my eyes and tell me what you see. Got my tears to cry, but you Palestine is free. Problem with a system that doesn't want us existing. Turn a city to a prison that's missing living conditions. My mom's calling. She's telling me she kinda scared. I don't get bombs falling. It's not a better than my uncle lost his children. I lost my cousins. His tears wanted to break to let him know he still loves them. Our schools turn to shelters for the rich and poor. I just preach for peace when I speak out on this and go. Bodies laying out, ain't nothing to care about. I give my people hope.
Adani out of the Science Museum!
Adani out the Science Museum!
Adani out!
Palestine!